Young boy defends Hell's Angels' daughter from bullies. Next day, bikers flood school. It was the week before Christmas in Phoenix, Arizona, a time when twinkling lights danced in windows, carols hummed through shopping malls, and hope seemed to hang in the crisp winter air. But for 12-year-old Ethan Miller, the season didn't feel magical. He was the quiet kid, the one who sat in the back of the classroom, spoke only when called on, and preferred books to basketball. He wore hand-me-downs and carried his lunch in a faded superhero thermos. No one noticed him until the day he chose to be seen. That afternoon, as snow dusted the distant mountains and the school courtyard buzzed with holiday excitement, Ethan saw something that made his stomach twist. Near the giant inflatable snowman and tinsel-draped fence, 3 older boys had cornered a girl, Lena Thompson, the new student everyone whispered about. Her dark eyes were downcast, her shoulders hunched beneath a worn leather jacket too big for her frame. On her backpack fluttered a small patch, a winged skull, with Hell's Angels stitched beneath it. "Look at this," one boy sneered, tugging at her jacket. "You think you're tough 'cause your daddy rides a hog? You're just weird." Laughter echoed. Lena didn't cry. She just stood there, silent and still, like she'd been through this before. Ethan's heart pounded. He knew what it felt like to be invisible, but watching her endure that cruelty, something inside him cracked open. Before he could second-guess himself, he stepped forward. "Leave her alone," he said, voice trembling but clear. The bullies turned, smirking. "Or what, nerd?" Ethan swallowed hard. "Or nothing, but it's not right. She didn't do anything to you." For a moment, silence fell. Then a teacher rounded the corner, clipboard in hand, and the bullies scattered like roaches in daylight. Lena looked at Ethan, eyes wide with surprise. "Why'd you do that?" she asked softly. "Because no one should be treated like that, not ever. Not even if people are scared of your family." She smiled then, a small, grateful thing. "My dad's in the Hell's Angels," she admitted. "People always assume the worst." "I don't care," Ethan said. "You seem nice." That night, Lena told her father everything. Bear Thompson, 6'4", tattooed arms, beard streaked with silver, sat quietly at their kitchen table, listening. His daughter rarely spoke about school, but tonight her voice was full of wonder. "He didn't run, he just stood there for me." Bear said nothing, but his eyes grew soft. The next morning, chaos erupted at Oak Ridge Middle School. Just before first bell, the rumble began, a deep, thunderous growl that rolled through the parking lot like an approaching storm. Students pressed against windows, teachers froze mid-lesson, and then they saw them. Dozens of motorcycles, gleaming under the Arizona sun, riders clad in black leather vests adorned with the iconic Hell's Angels insignia. At the front rode Bear Thompson, his expression unreadable. The bikes parked in perfect formation, engines cut. Silence. Then Bear walked toward the main office, followed by a sea of bikers, silent, respectful, but impossible to ignore. Inside, Ethan sat in homeroom, unaware, until the principal's voice crackled over the intercom. "Ethan Miller, please report to the front office." His legs shook as he walked down the hall. Outside the office, he stopped dead. There stood Bear Thompson, and behind him nearly 50 Hell's Angels members, all looking at him. Ethan braced himself, but Bear stepped forward, knelt to Ethan's level, and placed a massive hand on his shoulder. "You stood up for my girl when no one else would. That took real courage. Thank you." Then, one by one, the bikers gave a slow, solemn nod. No words, just respect. Word spread fast. By lunchtime, the entire school knew. The bullies who'd mocked Lena, they avoided eye contact, faces pale. Even the teachers spoke of Ethan with newfound admiration. But the real change wasn't in how others saw him, it was in how he saw himself. That quiet boy had discovered something powerful. Kindness isn't weakness. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. And in that moment, surrounded by men the world feared, Ethan learned that true strength wears many faces, even one with a patched-up jacket and a heart full of grace. As Christmas lights shimmered across Phoenix that night, Lena and Ethan sat on her porch, sharing hot cocoa.
"My dad says you're honorary family now," she said with a grin. Ethan smiled. "Guess I've got a whole motorcycle club watching my back." In a world quick to judge, quick to fear, quick to look away, this story reminds us, one act of kindness can echo louder than 100 engines. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more stories of hope, healing, and second chances to millions around the world. And don't forget, drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from. From Lagos to London, Sydney to Seattle, your voice matters. Together, we're building a community where kindness never goes unnoticed. Merry Christmas, friends. May your hearts be as brave as Ethan's. Thanks for watching.